You're listening to the AV-IT Amplifier. Each week, we'll feature voices and ideas that need to be amplified in the higher education and pro-AV IT communities. This show is brought to you by higheredav.com. And now here's your host, Ryan Gray.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in again to the AV-IT Amplifier. As always, I am your host, Ryan Gray, and if you hear the background noise today, that is a feature, not a bug, as we are on the show floor at ISE 2026. It is Tuesday, day one in the morning. We are just getting started, and we've already wrangled in somebody to come bring their voice to you this week. So, Tom, would you please introduce yourself? Who are you, and what do you do?
I am Tom Segers. That's how you pronounce it in my language. Most of the time it's very difficult for English-speaking.
Segers? Do we say Segers a lot?
Something like that,
We turn
yes.
that E into a very long sound.
Yeah. And I'm from Belgium, and I work for the Thomas More University of Applied Sciences, and it's basically all situated in the province of Antwerp.
Mm-hmm.
So we have campuses in 7 towns or cities around around the province of Antwerp.
Right.
And I'm a program manager within the ICT department. Services, and I am specialized in AV services.
Okay.
So everything that works around AV, from hardware to software, it all passes my team.
Okay. And what does your team look like?
My team is very small.
Mm-hmm.
We have around 20,000 students, and we are with 3 EV experts, including myself. So it's a small team. And if there are big problems, then it's like we are coming to the campus because, for example, if we are we are placed in Gale, for example, and there's a problem in Mechelen, if you do it by car, it's at least 1 hour and a half with car to get over there.
Right.
So we have to plan everything very good with the 3 of us. But of course, we also have local support teams that does a great job at the actual scenes over the campuses, so that's not a problem at all.
So right off the bat, we come up with something that is pretty common. Like, that is a common issue that a lot of us in the States have too, which is multiple campuses, not enough people to cover it, and a lot of travel to take care of everything that we have to take care of. So, right off the bat, it's like, oh yeah, I understand what that feels like.
The same conditions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think all of us would love to have a bigger team than we do,
but I suppose that the distances in the United States for you are even bigger.
It can be, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start here, which is you're not someone that was just walking by and we grabbed. You're someone that is looking for ways to get involved in HETMA, looking for expanding. So what is your story of finding HETMA? How did you first become aware of HETMA, and why did it pique your interest?
The first time I was aware of HETMA was through my director, Mia. She met Joe at the EduCos Congress in, I don't know, Denver. It was
in Nashville, I think, this last
Nashville,
time.
okay, very good. And she talked to me about the initiative, and okay, maybe that's what we need, because we just started it initiative within the Flemish speaking part of Belgium.
Yep.
And it was a quite success, but we missed a professional tool of our initiative to connect to each other.
Yep.
And the proposal of Mia with HETMA came at the right moment, at the right time. So it was.
So it's like, you've already got the idea. We need to get together. We need to have it, and then all of a sudden you've got a user organization like HETMA that might be able to help with the framework and the infrastructure to do it.
Yeah, indeed.
Nice.
And now that we are already integrated, I think we have a good vibe on the platform. So there are conversations going on, and also, for example, at the ISE with this show. There are multiple talks. I love it. great.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for that, because we love, that's our goal, right, is to get as many people connected as we can, to share as much as we can. And so when people see that vision and can get excited about it, and that's all, it's like that's why we love being at these places. I'm so glad that Mia ran into us at EDUCAUSE this year.
Yeah, and also we are too small to make an impact on the industry. For every product, most of the time it's commercial. It is for a business market, but not for the education market.
Yep.
And if we want to make an impact to them, we need this kind of initiatives.
Yeah.
So
and a show like ISE tells you that the AV market is a global market, right? And so for the higher ed vertical, we need to have a global voice to continue to be relevant in that market.
Yeah, indeed. And also, I think our problems are the same problems as you have.
Yeah.
So, let's connect. Let's work together to make some difference.
Agreed. And I love, if we don't want people continually developing things for corporate AV and then trying to sell them to us as good for education, this is what we're here to do. So fantastic. Okay, so question, and because so when I'm listening to you talk, the back of my brain is going, okay, listeners back in the States, what were they going to, and so you mentioned the Flemish-speaking part of Belgium. So one, and I know a lot of people will go, I don't understand, what does that mean? I've heard Flemish, I've heard Belgium. So one, what is that region like? Why is that significant? How does the language work? But then I'd follow up that also with, in creating European connections, how much is language a barrier in that, and how much is it not? So I just asked two questions at the same time, which is what you're not supposed to do.
But to give a background of Belgium, you have, in fact, Belgium has 3 official languages, which is Dutch for the Flemish-speaking part. You have also the Wallonia, it's French-speaking part, and you also have a German, German, not
right.
Dutch. Dutch is my language.
Yeah.
For Flanders, it's easier to communicate, of course, in our Dutch language. But also, I think everybody is capable of speaking English. It's not a problem at all. So, no, I don't think we have any kind of problems to get involved into a wider European initiative.
Yep.
So, no, don't see any problems in that. Are there cultural differences? Yeah, maybe. I think Europe, you can divide it in the northern part and the southern part, where we are here right now. There is a little bit of a culture, but I don't see any kind of problems. They will have probably the same problems and questions
that everybody else does.
Everybody else have, so that will connect us.
Yeah, and I think the same, while the United States may be one country, different areas of the U.S. can feel very different. I would say there's cultural differences between, Alabama and New Hampshire for sure. So I don't think that's not anything that's different. So obviously, one of the things that the undercurrents there is that in Europe, being multilingual, I think, is pretty common, where in the United States it is not very common for people to be multilingual. Do you find that English, you're doing a lot of work in English?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, even at ISE and things here, presentations are done in English, the briefings are done in English. So is that, would you say that is the common language of technology, is English?
Definitely.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't mind.
Okay.
I'm not a native English-speaking person, of course, but my French is bad. So English is very good for everybody, and I think most of us already came to ISE a couple of years ago when it started in Barcelona, and the past it was in Amsterdam. But English, perfect.
Yeah.
Let's agree that this is our connecting language.
All right. Well, it's so convenient for us from the States for you to have done that, so we really appreciate it. But for listeners, too, that might be like the idea of connecting with people from other parts of the world, but worrying about that language barrier. Like, I think there's something comforting to know that you can come to an event like this in Spain and speak English and, and still communicate and be okay and be able to not just say hi to people, but talk AV, talk technology with everybody.
Yes, indeed. So totally agree with that.
Nice. So for you, obviously, what is a normal ISE look like for you? What are you here to get done this week?
Especially talking to the R&D part of the firms.
Yeah.
I think it's not right that I go into much of details, but for example, we need, for example, solutions for big meeting rooms.
Yeah.
We don't have them at this moment. There is a gap in technology for that kind of rooms. And now we are talking to all of the partners that have solutions for that. Okay, do you have a solution for this? Do you have a solution for that? And we probably need this, and we probably need that. Do you have that?
Right.
How do you see this? And it's much easier to talk directly to the R&D part of it instead, or a seller. Because there is a gap.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the so we've talked quite a bit over the past couple of years about the experience of higher ed people at Infocom, right, which is a U.S.-based trade show that Avixa owns, and so this is associated with. It's not as big as this show, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? No. ISE is huge.
We always were in the impression that Infocom was the biggest. So
no, with CEDIA here and the residential side and everything else, but the number of the worldwide company representation is bigger here than there, right? All the big names are at both, right? But it's the variety of things that you're going to see, which is cool. So, but one of the things we've noticed twofold is, first, I won't ask you two questions at the same time. The first one was, do you continue to find that there are technical or R&D people from these companies in the booths to talk to, not just salespeople? Because that's one thing we've really paid a lot of attention to is, when the booth is just sales and marketing people, we may not be able to really have the conversations we want to have. Is that still alive here at ISE?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
It's not the same kind of a talk that you have with the sales, because they're most of the time not technically.
Yeah.
And we need a solution.
Yeah.
Or we have a problem. How can we do this? And also you give the R&D ideas. Okay, maybe if we had it that way, we have an education winner technology, or something like that. So
that's still there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So anybody listening that's from a manufacturer, keep your technical people in your booths at these trade shows. It's really, that's who we're, especially those conversations that we're not there to just discover something new. We're there to dive deep, and we are technical ourselves. Get us that access.
Yes, indeed.
And then the other thing has been, as in the U.S., as HETMA's sort of come up and other organizations, but there's this kind of focus on education people not just being treated as end user customers, but our own integration house, our own, and owning that place where it wasn't that many years ago, right? You're at Infocom, they look down, they see the color on your badge that's education, and nobody really wants to talk to you because they want to spend their time with the consultants and the integrators who they think are making all your decisions for you, right? What has your experience been like at ISE over the years? Has your badge or your identifying as I work at a higher ed institution, has that been I'm part of the industry and always has, or has that been changing over time?
Since Corona, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because they for example, we're looking right now, connected classroom. It's a new hype, it's a new trend. And I think they see money into it.
Yeah.
So, and that makes the very big difference, because it's not only being done in the classroom itself. A hybrid classroom or a connected classroom is just the new
the new thing.
The new thing, and,
So
and you need it, but you have a meeting room, but a meeting room is not a classroom.
Right.
And that's very important, and especially in Europe where we have a lot of privacy rules and something like that. And they didn't know that, because it's very obviously that in a meeting, you can see everybody. But in Europe, it's not being done that a student is being filmed,
Right.
or being captured, just to show him to everybody in the meeting.
Right.
So if as a student you are supposed not to be seen by the other students, and that sounds a little bit strange,
Right.
but it's our privacy rules,
Right.
so we have to take order to that. Yeah.
So let's dive into that a little bit, because that's obviously in the U.S. there's states have different rules on that, but nothing of that. How are you using today's technology to try and enable that, which is we want to keep things interactive, right? You want online classes to be lively, but also to protect, as you said, protect privacy of individuals in it. What are your strategies? That's fascinating.
Strategies. For example, the cameras are most of the time only to the teacher, and it's also when it is being captured or recorded, only the active speaking of the active speaker is being captured,
right,
and not the students in the classroom.
Right.
But if there are asking questions from at home, everybody can hear it. And also if somebody in the classroom is asking questions, you will hear it, but you will not see the person. Yeah, and that's most of the time the strategy that we are now handling.
But talk about how much more important good audio fidelity becomes in those situations, right? Which is, if somebody wants to interject, they've got to make sure their voice gets in there, and that camera flip isn't going to draw everyone's attention to them.
Yeah, indeed. So that's audio part is the most important thing, and it's also the most costly part of a hybrid room. It's the audio. Everything's falls with the audio.
Nice. Yeah. That's what we've said, right? That if you say watch a TV show, usually you can still follow it if you have the sound, but if you only have the video, you're probably not going to follow the whole plot that way.
No, I cannot.
So then let's dive into one other thing, because I like to ask this question because A, I learn, and B, the thing. So in higher education in Europe is structured differently, I think, than in the United States in a certain way. So from your area in Belgium, like the question would be higher education, that is, education after 18 years of age. How is it structured? Who is paying for it? How much is public? How much is private? You know what I'm saying? What does that look like?
I can talk for Belgium, but not for Europe, because
it's different.
Yeah, it's different for every country.
Yeah.
Now in Belgium we are, maybe is the wrong word, but a little bit famous that the government is paying a lot of your studies.
Right.
So instead of the United States, or instead of the country, the nearby countries like France or the UK or the Netherlands, most of the students in Belgium does not degree with TEPS.
Yeah, with TEPS.
So I think for you have to look at, I don't know if it is all the real numbers, but I think it is around 10,000 euros per year for to go to college.
Wow.
So I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, so it's not 100,000.
No,
or
indeed.
like that,
yeah, because we heard that kind of stories, and we were always very surprised.
Yeah.
But I think we have a lot of being lucky to be in Belgium.
Yeah.
Like that. Now, if that is all sustainable for the future, I don't know.
Right.
Because Belgium is also under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
For its steps.
So then how does that work when you're looking at, your budgets, both for new things, for technology replacement? What does that funding structure look like? Is it kind of, if it's largely tax or government money? Is it really regimented, or does it vary a lot between colleges, depending kind of on the priority of that institution?
In Belgium, I don't know if it is a written law, something like that, but there is some kind of a rule that you can pay 80% of your budget. You got a budget per year from the government, and 80% can go to your employees, and 20% you need for your buildings and for all of the working funds and something like that. And that 20% is being divided between the services, between the faculties and something like that. But I really don't know how it is. It's above my head that they make that kind of a decision. But for example, for Thomas More, because I know for the other institutions that are also around here, everybody has a different kind of. For example, in Thomas More, I have a working budget yearly, and I have to support everything with that.
Yeah.
And we make plans. For example, how long does a projector last? How long does an audio system will work, and something like that. And also, you have also your reserve for if something really happens and a lecture hall is going down.
Then all of a sudden you got to pivot.
Yeah, indeed. So, but that's how Thomas will work. But I don't know how the others are working. Most of the time, I know for some colleagues they have to make plans years in front. We do this, we do that. We also have projects like that, of course. We have now a new building in Mechelen where the new roadshow will be headed to. That's an investment, of course. You plan that 6 years in front, but that's also a very difficult decision because we have to build it this year, or less in 2025. But what will we need in 2025? Because it was before Corona.
When the things, those pace of technology and the pace of construction projects do not align very well at all, do they?
No, and I don't think this is other than in the United States, but that's not easy.
No,
you have to look way ahead. Our business is growing so fast this moment that everything changes so rapidly. It's not easy for us at this time.
We're finishing a building that was a renovation of an old one, and so and it was only 18 months, right? So a year and a half renovation, which is not a ground up. And we had made the decision in this one to rip all the CAT cable out and put Cat 6A in. So we called 900 and something locations for Cat 6A at the beginning of the project, right? And now that we're at the end and we're doing our install, there's actually places where we're pulling in CAT to other, to even more places, and the contractor and the architect are like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I'm like, well, that our world of technology has moved in that 18 months. You know what I'm saying? And so we do our best to look forward, but now that we're here, I'm not putting in what I would have put in 18 months ago, and living in that world of like, yes, you want to know exactly how everything's going to go by the time you put out a plan set. But our world, it's going to be all different by the time the doors open.
Yeah, for example, in the new building, the big lecture hall, we made plans to use it with projectors.
Yeah.
But now there are LED walls into it. But that's a different place that you need your cabling.
Yeah. Power, data, structural, all that is completely different.
It's completely different. And so the architect, no, don't do that. Yes, we do that. This is the new normal.
See? So that's a common, we're all dealing with some of those same things. I love it. So,
and I don't think this will change. I don't think we have reached our top in the innovations.
Oh, no, it's going faster now.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, that's why I think being at things like ISE is key,
indeed.
Right? I love it. Okay, so you mentioned the roadshow. You're planning an event for May. How's the planning coming? What do you know about what's going to happen? What are you still working on?
To be honest, I don't know what's coming to us. This is new for us.
Yeah.
We didn't do this in the past, so this is the first time that we are doing it. But I hope for a lot of success, and I also hope that a lot of our colleagues, and not even in Belgium, but maybe to the surrounding countries, are coming to Mechelen for this roadshow, and so we can even make the initiative HETMA bigger in Europe. Looking forward to it. But I really don't know what's heading to me.
No problem. All right. Well, it's May. You know, there's a little time between.
Yeah,
now and
indeed.
What are the? It was the 20-something. What's the date of it?
26, 27.
Yes, that sounds right. I will put it in the show notes correctly.
Okay, very good.
But for people out there, you know, if you've been thinking about a Europe trip this summer sometime, come early and join the roadshow in Mechelen.
Yeah, and Mechelen is also a historic city.
Yeah.
So it was one of the important cities in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
So it is a very beautiful centrum. So you're welcome.
I love when we were on a meeting, and I was looking at the town, the city, the sort of that city center, you know, the historic part of it, and like you said, you know, equal distance from Brussels and Antwerp, so it can draw people in and all that. But I was like, that's a place you'd want to go visit anyway. So, you know.
Yeah, by train it's only 20 minutes from the airport, so in Brussels. So
perfect. Well, everybody in the U.S., mark your calendars for that now. Of course, you have to make it back for the Omaha Road Show after that, or Chris will get mad at me from the other side of the camera there, too.
And when is the Oklahoma Road Show?
The Omaha, Nebraska, it's July 7th, 9th. July 9th. You see how he fixed that for me there. Cool. So, looking for. I haven't figured out how I'm going to make sure I get to Belgium for that one, but I'm going to get that figured out in the meantime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. So, if people, as we wrap up this first episode here, if people wanted to, you know, find you online, get connected, learn more about Thomas More, what's the best way to reach out and learn more about Tom Segers?
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Segers?
Yes, Segers. It's not a problem at all. For example, the HETMA initiative, we are online. So if I see something coming up with a personal chat or something like that, no problem at all. And also you can email me at tom.segers, now Segers, at Thomas More. So... No, it's not a problem at all. So you can connect to me, and then we will stay in touch.
All right. And that was a helpful show thing that Chris just held up, which is reminding me that you're the January Technology Manager Spotlight at higher@av.com.
Yes,
so
indeed.
that has more information about you, and I'm sure that same contact information. So we'll link that in there also. It's funny, you've been on the homepage this whole month, and you know. This is why you have to have a producer extraordinaire along with you to remember these things. So I would encourage everybody, reach out, and it's time for us to really get excited about meeting our European colleagues and making those connections. So I'm excited about it. I'm glad to do it, and I appreciate now the folks from across Europe that are getting excited about it also.
Looking forward to it.
Cool.
That's all that can I say. So.
Well, Tom, thank you for your time. I know it's a busy show, and I really appreciate you spending it with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the AV IT Amplifier. Tune in next week for more with today's guest. It'll be great or your money back. Your host has been Ryan Gray. He's on the tweeters at Ryan_A_Gray, or find him on LinkedIn to connect. Please subscribe and give the show a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. This show is brought to you by higher@av.com. The views expressed here are not necessarily those of our respective institutions, employers, or sponsors. Everyone hang in there, go easy, and we'll be back next week.